day 152 of the YSL trial, and there's no movement. Now, I heard from other people that, from other YouTubers, that families of the victims were asked to come in. So let's talk about that a little bit. All right. So, just to be clear, I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. I am. I'm. I'm just a girl on YouTube right now. All right. But let's talk about what's happening, because I think there is some miscommunication out there. And what does it mean if the families of the victims are asked to come in? Well, Georgia has law on record. Okay, let's first go here. They can talk to Fonnie all day long. They can go back and forth with Fonnie and say, hey, with Judge Whitaker. Okay? Now, there are some things that the prosecution can do to sway Judge Whitaker on deciding if she's going to take these plea agreements that are in the works. So I'm going to go with you with law. And you can look this up yourself. But by law in Georgia, 17-10-1.1 is judicial consideration of victim impact. Period. In Georgia, can't speak for any place else. This is a Georgia section code, 17-10-1.1. The families or the victim have a right to come in and say, this is how this person has affected me. This is what has happened in my life that's changed. You know, we had the woman who was just sitting there and got shot. She was sitting in her living room. You know, you have the families of the unalived. You have people who were allegedly, and all of this is allegedly done by the YSL gang. Because remember, being a gang is not illegal. Throwing up hand signals is not illegal. However, to do a crime in furtherance of the gang is what makes it RICO. And in Georgia, by law, by section code 17-10-1.1, the judge has to consider the victims and their impact if a plea is agreed upon by both sides. The judge can say, okay, even in a regular guilty plea where you're like, hey, I did it, the judge can ask you a bunch of questions and say, okay, I see with the information that you provided that I do find that you did commit the crime of throwing stones in trees, and I sentence you as follows. Okay? Or the judge could say, according to the information that I found and the impact that has been applied by the family, I do find that you are guilty of throwing rocks at trees. However, the rocks you threw at the trees hit the water, and the water splashed on Miss Jones. Okay? And because Miss Jones was wearing a white dress, she was impacted and couldn't go to her wedding. So I'm going to sentence you to 10 years. So if the families are being told to come into court today, there is a possibility that one or two or more of the people who are on trial took a plea. It doesn't mean that they did. It doesn't mean that they didn't. But there is a strong possibility that they did take a plea, because that's the only reason that families are called in. Victim families are called in. Because let me tell you, the setup of that courtroom, The jewelry, it's a box. Here's the families. And the box has like this glass, frosted glass, that you can kind of imagine how people look, but you can't direct on see them. You don't know what these people look like. Just like when they're looking through that glass, I'm not sure how much of us they can see. They have no way of knowing if these people are here for the impact or if they're people who've been here every day supporting the YSL members. So there would be no reason to bring family members in just to sit and fill up a courtroom. They don't need to do that. They don't need to just fill up the courtroom because of the fact that these lawyers know that the jury can't differentiate who's who. The only how they can differentiate who is who is to have them come up and speak. Say how this has affected you. Give a reminder to the judge. Some of that could sway, okay, maybe they took a deal I don't really want them to be able to take. So let's see where we could go by that. Let's see if we could get the judge to go just a little harsher. Because no matter what you put in writing and Fonnie Willis or DA Love sign off on, it's all about how that judge decides to sentence. The judge could say, I don't like this plea agreement at all. I don't think this is fair at all for anybody. I'm not accepting these pleas. And I'm pretty sure what has gone on through time is the rustling of the feathers to see if she would accept if not only if the people can meet, but if the person in the middle is going to accept a plea like whatever they're taking. That is just my little take. Again, I am in the know with Miss LJ Hall, Ph.D. Like, subscribe. A like don't cost you nothing. Subscribing don't do anything but support my channel, which is a little bitty channel. And no, I'm not in the courtrooms all day doing YSL, but I am going to plan out November's calendar on the things we'll talk about. Now, it won't be every day like I was doing. I would do either a short or a video or something. I won't be doing that in November. I'm going to pick days that I post. I will not be an everyday YouTuber because I have, well, right now, I won't be an everyday YouTuber because I have other things I'm doing every day. Some of those things can be filmed. Some of those things cannot. But I am glad that I've taken the time with you today and had this little short discussion on what may be brewing in the pot. All right, guys. Ubers to you. I will talk to you later. Bye.